Hello everyone, TK Creative is back to show you how to make these gorgeous sunflowers. As promised, if I got enough likes, I will show you how to make them, and I got more than 50 likes, so thank you so much. 50 was my goal, so I appreciate you showing me that you like my creation so I can show you how to make them. Okay, to get ready, you will need a crochet hook. I use a 5.5 and I will be using medium weight yarn. The center would be brown and the outside would be red. So I'm actually making another one for the red set. So as you can tell, I've got the bigger ones on the bottom and the smaller ones on top. I'm actually going to make the smaller one, which is the same process. You just have to make a different kind of stitch. This is the double crochet. We'll be using the half double crochet, which I will show you how to make that. If you want to use the double crochet, I have posted a tutorial on how to make a double crochet, so you can use that stitch. So I'm going to show you how to make a half double crochet, which is new. And it will be very cute. It'll look something very similar to this, but in red. Okay, so if you want to get all your materials and supplies ready, you will need some scissors to cut your yarn, and obviously you will need a needle in case you want to sew in your ends or when you're ready. Okay, I'll meet you back here when you get all your things ready to go. Okay, so we will start by making a magic ring, and I've also posted videos to show you how to make that. What you need to do is wrap your yarn around, cross it in the back, go under, grab your yarn, don't let go, grab your yarn and go through that first loop. That's your first loop to start the stitches. You'll need 6 single crochet. So go into the opening, grab your yarn. You'll have 2 loops. Grab your yarn, pull through 2. So that's 1 stitch. Under, grab your yarn, pull through both. That's 2. Into the opening, grab your yarn, pull through both. That's 3. If you want to pull the end a bit, you can just make it smaller so it doesn't slip out. I have 1, 2, 3 single crochets. I need 3 more. 4, 5, 6. If you need to watch this again, go ahead. You can pause the video or go back and play this part again. So right now I have 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are going to make the center. So go ahead and the loose end you pull. You close that in. You put your hook through the first single crochet, which is the first V. You have to go through both like that. What I like to do is crochet my ends along with my stitches, so then the ends won't be hanging out. So I usually keep it with me. Grab your yarn, pull through 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through. That's 1. You have to go into the same stitch, so we're actually increasing in every stitch. So after you're done with this row, you should have 12 stitches altogether. So 6 times 2 is 12. So 1, go back to the same stitch, single crochet, 2. I'm going to go to the next stitch and I'll do the same thing, 2 in that stitch. So 1, 2, 3, same stitch, 4, next stitch, 5, same stitch, 6, next stitch, 7, 8, next stitch, 9, same stitch, 10, and then this is my last increase, 11, and same stitch, 12. So by the time you are done, when you get back to the original space or the beginning of the round, you should have 12. So I will count my stitches to show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there it is. So from here, you are going to do another round of increase. So what you'll do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then 2, which is an increase. So single, increase, single, increase, single, increase. By the time you get back to the beginning, you should have 18. So what I do is I like to count my stitches, so then I know when I'm done. Or you can use a stitch marker to mark where you began. So that's 1, increase, 2, same space, 3. So that was single, single, increase. So that was 3. This is my single, 4, and this will be my increase. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, increase, 8, 9. So basically you're counting by threes. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I will be done when I get here. So go ahead and finish up your pattern. So it's single, increase, single, increase all the way to the beginning. You should have 18 stitches altogether. I'm going to pause the video and let you finish a round. Okay, I have just finished my round of 18 stitches. So now I will do another round of increase. I will increase it to 24, so I'm adding 6 more stitches. In order to do that, I have to do single, single, increase, single, single, increase. So by the time I'm done, I have to do that 6 times. By the time I get back here, I should have 24. So this is what it looks like. Single crochet, single crochet, increase, which is 2 single crochets. 1, 2. So I just made 4. So single, single, increase. 1, 2. So if I've just made 8. So keep doing that until you get to the very beginning, and by the time you are done, you should have 24. If you have more than 24, you just, take out the stitches till you get back to 24, and you should be pretty good. So I'm going to pause the video and let you catch up. Okay, I have just finished my next round of 24 stitches. We have one more round to do before we start switching it to the color or the petals, okay? So to increase from 24 to 30, I have to add 6 more stitches. So to get to 30, you have to do single, 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 increase. Single, 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 increase. So 3 single crochets, and then on the 4th one, you have to do an increase. So by the time you're done, you should get 30. So here I go. Single, 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 increase. Anytime I say increase, that means you have to put 2 in the same stitch. That's an increase. So that was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would be in the same stitch. 9, 10. Okay? So then the next stitches, you should get to 15. So single, 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 increase. So 3 singles and 1 increase. When you're done with the whole round, you should get 30, or you should have 30 single crochet stitches. And I'll meet you back here to start showing you how to add on the red petals. All right, here's the fun part. I'm at my 3 single crochets. I'm at the very last increase. So when you get to the very last increase, you have to, this is where you switch or add the other colored yarn in. So I'm going to do my 1 increase stitch, my 2nd increase stitch. I'm going to put my hook in there, and as if you're going to do an increase. Okay, so what I would do is once you're done with that, you should be at 30. So the next stitch is when you start the next round. So what you do is you're going to do another layer of increase to 36, but instead of using the brown, you're going to switch to the color of yarn that you want to use. I'm using red. Okay, so we're going to do another row of 36 stitches of single crochets, but in red. So how I switch my colors out is this. You put your hook into the first stitch. Instead of grabbing the brown yarn, you are actually going to grab the red yarn. So I grab the red yarn and I pull through. So you should have 1 brown and 1 red. Okay, and then you are going to grab the red yarn. I'd hold on to the tail so it doesn't slip back out, and I do a single crochet. Single crochet. So then you would have the red yarn. So you just switched your yarn color. So what I would do now is I flip it to the back. You should have a loose piece of red yarn and a piece of brown. I would cut the brown yarn off. And what I usually like to do is I usually just tie the knots with the 2 loose ends so then it doesn't come loose. Or you can just crochet it into your work. But I like to do both so then I make sure they don't come out or slip off. So I'm going to put my work down and I'm going to make 2 knots to tie the yarn together. So that's what I do. But there are other ways of doing this, but this is how I feel comfortable doing. So I made 2 knots. Now the yarns are tied together, they won't come loose, and as I do single crochets across, I will grab my yarn to hide it, or you could just leave it and weave it in later. It is perfectly up to you. So I'm going to do single, 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 increase. So basically after the 4th single, the 5th one is where you increase. So that was 1 single crochet in the red. I'm going to crochet in my ends. 2, 3, 4. So after my 4th one, I will do an increase. 4, 5, 6. So as you can see, I have an increase here and 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's your pattern for this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4 singles. The 5th one will be an increase. So by the time you get all the way back to the beginning, you should have 36 single crochets. Okay, I'll meet you back here when you're ready. Okay, so I'm at my very last stitch of increase. So I did 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4. My last one will be my increase. 1, 2. So I'm at the very end of my round. So I have just made 36 single crochets. So now we're going to start building the row to put the petals in. Okay, so what you need to do is go into the next stitch and do a slipped stitch, which you pull right through. We're not grabbing yarn. And from here I'm going to make 4 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into that same stitch and I do another slip stitch in there. So then you have this loop. Okay, and then you are going to do 2 singles. 1, 2. And then on the third one, you are going to do a slip stitch, 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch, and that's your pattern. Okay, so you are going to do that all the way around till you get to the end, and I'll meet you back here and show you how to start making the petals. So again, 2 singles, 1, 2, and then the next stitch will be the slip stitch, and then 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch in the same opening. So by the time you are done, you should have 13 loops, and then we will start filling in the loops with petals. Okay, I will pause the video and I'll meet you back here. Okay, welcome back. I just finished my round of loops. I want to make a correction. I think I'd mentioned about having 13 loops. You actually only get 12. So I had mentioned 13 earlier. So if you end up with 12, you're fine. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this was my last loop. I need to finish my 2 stitches because it was 2 and then the loop. So it's 1 single crochet, 2. So now I'm back to the beginning. So from here you are going to do 7 half double crochets, but how you do that to get that little point, okay, you have to do a picot, they call it, and I'll show you how to do that to get the cute little point of the petal. So you're going to wrap your yarn, put it through the opening, grab your yarn. You should have 3 loops. Grab your yarn and pull through all 3. That's it. That's a half double crochet. You are going to do 3 of these. So grab your yarn through the opening, grab your yarn, 3 loops on your hook, grab your yarn and pull through all 3. So that's 2, and you're going to do 1 more. Now the 4th one is where you start making the point. So wrap your yarn, go through the opening. You're going to do this, just the same thing as what you've done before, but this time you're going to make 1 chain, and then you are going to put your hook through the 3 loops, or 2, it doesn't matter. I usually grab all 3 and do a slip knot, a slip stitch. So that's where you're going to get the point. Okay, so wrap your yarn and then do the last 3 half doubles. So 1, 2, 3. So if I've just made 3 on each side, and then the one in the middle is where the point was made. To finish up this petal, you go into the next stitch and you are going to do a slip stitch. So slip stitch, slip stitch, and then slip stitch. So you're going to do 3 slip stitches, and then from here you are going to make your petal. So wrap your yarn through the opening, pull through all 3 loops. That's 1, 2, 3. And then remember, the 4th one is where you are going to make that point. This is the 4th half double. Chain 1, put your hook through all 3 of that loop there, or if you grab 2, that's fine, but I do all 3, pull through and slip stitch it, and then you continue making the other 3 on this side. So 1, 2, 3, and then if you remember, we go and do a slip stitch in the next stitch. Slip stitch, slip stitch, and slip stitch, and then you go in and do your petals again. So by the time you are done, you should have 12 cute little pointy petals. So again, 3 single crochet, half double crochet, sorry, 3 half double crochet. The fourth one is where you do the little point, and then you do 3 more. So 3, 1, 3, and then you slip stitch in these 3 stitches, and then you do the same thing. Okay, so I'll do one more, and then I will pause the video for you to finish. So half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one is where you make that little point. This is my fourth one. Chain 1, pull your hook through all 3 of those loop, slip stitch, and then continue on your last 3. Wrap your yarn, pull through all 3 loops. That's 1, 2, 3, and then you slip stitch in the next, slip stitch through the next stitch. That's it. 1, 2, 3 slip stitches, and then you start over again with the half double crochets. Okay, so keep working on this, and I will meet you back when we get to the very end. Okay, welcome back. I'm at my very last loop, so I'm going to do my half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, do my little picot, and then I'm going to finish the other side with 3 more half doubles. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to slip stitch just like I did. 1, 2, and then my last one, I'm going to slip stitch there, and then I'm going to cut my yarn. I leave a little bit of the end left so I can sew it in. I like to loop my end through the loop to make a knot. And then what I would do is I would use my needle to sew in, you know, hide the ends. I would probably cut that to clean it up a bit. Sew in the ends with my needle, and then trim any ends. There you go. This is how you make this gorgeous sunflower decoration or coaster. Okay, hope you find it useful, and be creative and make lots of pretty different colored ones. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.